N to the O, the Nintendo show. N to the O, and N to the O. N to the O, the Nintendo show. Enjoy that theme. Enjoy this podcast. Mel, 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 are you here?
Yeah.
Oh, hi. Yes, this is episode 11. That's right, 11 of N to the O, a Nintendo show. It's me. It's Chris. I'm here with Mel. Mel, how the heck are you?
Good, just another week, went
Yeah,
by pretty fast.
but that's not all. We are here with a podcasting legend, the man, the myth, the legend, the host of one of my favorite podcasts of all time, If We Ran Nintendo, Sean Capri. Hello, Sean. How are you?
A timely reference. Yes. Thank you so much for having me on, man.
Yeah.
I hope that I don't derail you guys too much as I've maybe been known to do, but it's about time. We've never actually podcasted together.
Yeah.
This is finally it's happening.
Yeah, we never did.
People have been waiting.
We've talked about it, but never did.
We did it.
Yeah. And now here we are. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll see you next time.
All right. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for having me on.
That's all we can get out of this time.
That's it.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah. That was all we had
Put me
time
on the
for.
thumbnail.
Yeah. We'll just just Sean Capri. That'll just be the thumbnail.
Yeah. Pair of pants.
20 seconds. Yeah. Get in these pants. So I usually ask Mel what's the best thing she ate all week. So I'm going to ask you, what is the best thing you've eaten this week?
Man, I feel like I'm super boring on this. You know what? The best thing I had this week, one of those. I don't know if you guys ever see these, like just a whole like rotisserie chicken. You buy like a whole chicken from the grocery store. I got a whole chicken from Costco, and I ate it with my hands like an idiot bachelor. I had just an evening to myself, and I just kind of like picked away at it with my grubby stupid fingers. That's the best thing I had this week.
That sounds remarkable. I had that.
It was amazing
2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Oh, good. I feel so much better. I'm like, oh, this is kind of embarrassing, but I don't have much else.
You're good because I had that tonight. So.
Oh, no way!
Tonight.
Yes. Rotisserie chicken for everyone.
Yeah. Well, so just a bunch of rotisserie chicken.
Leg, and that's all you need. Maybe, as a little snack,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So they have these new, what are they? Luigi's Italian Ice. I don't know if you have them there. They're just like little cups with, water ice, whatever you want to call it. And this one has like marshmallow mixed in with it. So it's almost like fluffier than regular water ice or Italian ice.
Oh, yeah.
So I got like 3 of them, scraped them out, and like made like a milkshake or a smoothie out of them. And it was quite good. I mixed those in with some real fruit and then went to town. Yeah, because I think it was like unicorn flavor or something. So it was the opposite of fruit. And then I blended some fruit in there with it. And yeah, it was marvelous. Mel, how was the rotisserie chicken? You had it tonight, but was it good?
Yeah, mine was like a little Cajun style. So nice and spicy, Just the chicken though. That's nothing else. Just chicken.
Just the chicken? I mean, sometimes that's all you need is the chicken, Every once in a while I'll just get like shaved chicken and I'll just cook that up and eat that, and that's good enough for me,
Oh, heck yeah.
It's marvelous.
I do that with the noodles because like sometimes I'm like, I have the sauce. I know I have the sauce. And then like it turns out I don't have the sauce, don't have like the meatballs or anything. So I'm just like screwed. I'm just gonna eat noodles tonight. And it's just a pot of noodles.
Oh yeah.
That's how I do it sometimes.
Butter noodles are we talking? Or you just
Yeah, I put some butter on there, just to give it something. You don't want to be too sad,
Yeah, you don't want to just you don't want to put them in your mouth, like just the noodles sticking to your tongue because they're so dry.
Yeah.
I don't mind it.
You don't mind a dry noodle?
Nope, not even a little bit. I'll take that whole cake, and just kind of like crunch it down, just like eat it like a sandwich.
Just
I don't think you guys understand. I eat anything, like actually anything. I am a monster when it
wait.
comes to this
So
stuff.
so you're gonna take a noodle, just dry
Yeah.
like a dry ass noodle, and eat it?
Yeah, I would. Yeah. I even like the ramen, like how they come like flat and all compressed together and everything, like stuck together. I'll eat
Right.
that. Yeah.
Huh.
I don't think he'd like.
I hear the judgment. That's fine. Okay, that's fine.
It's right
I know
there
where
in
the
my
line is
voice.
now.
Yeah.
He literally just said like 2 weeks ago he bites into kiwis. So like don't
Listen,
be too bad.
I do.
Oh, like with the fur on it?
Yeah, just eat
Yeah,
the
he
whole
bites into
kiwi.
it.
Yeah.
He's crazy.
No. Okay, so then we just have to accept each other for who we are. All right, that's just the way it goes.
I'm telling you, try it sometime. Just
No, I don't think
throw
so.
the whole kiwi in your mouth. Eat it.
I think, and we'll let the folks listening decide.
Yeah.
I think my ramen noodle thing is a little bit more palatable. I'll just go ahead and say that.
Well,
We'll see.
Yeah. Well, there is that. We'll see what happens. But I mean, then again, was very questionable about. But I don't eat ramen noodles, so I got this real mouth texture thing. I can't have a bunch of different foods to come together into my mouth, so I can't have like soup or anything like that.
That's really limiting, actually. Well, what are you talking about? You have like the furry outside of a kiwi, and the sweetness of the that's two totally different things. Talking about textures,
Yeah, totally different things, but they're pretty much the same. It's the same fruit. It's the same fruit. If like I can eat, I don't know what else I can and can't eat, but it's a real mouthfeel texture. It must be the ADHD. I'm gonna blame it on the ADHD, because anytime anything comes up, I just blame it on that. So,
fair enough.
That's what it is. But yeah, it's not just. This is not just the food episode, even though that's what they all start out as. Us, Mel and I, arguing about food. Yeah. Instead, we are going to talk about Nintendo and a Nintendo show. Sean, before we get started, how do you tell people where they can find you?
Oh, you can find me on Twitter. My handle is Sean Capri. It's Sean like Connery, Capri like the pants. And many of the podcasts that I do are in video. Actually, all of them, I think. They're all in video form over at Carpool Gaming on youtube.com/Carpool Gaming. That's where all my things are.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And I'll put a link to it in the description. But yeah, this week, Nintendo was like, hey, let's just throw them a little bit of a bone and play the Splatoon 3 Direct, where they almost played it the day early. What was that, in Europe, the UK, or Brazil or something?
It was something crazy like that, yeah.
It like went live.
I was watching it. I was watching the countdown. I was like, it's gonna happen.
Oh, that's hilarious.
It went live and then had the countdown, and then right before the countdown was done, what was there, like 2 minutes left or something? They were like, oh wait, no, and then took it down.
Yeah, it was like 2-3 minutes.
Somebody was like off getting coffee. They're like, the video's uploaded. Little did they know they put like go live now. But yeah, the
Seats are hard.
Yeah, that's true. It is. Splatoon 3 Direct. What is your history, Sean, with Splatoon?
Ooh, I feel like, and I don't know if there's any way to even validate this, so I'll just say it, and it is what it is. When Splatoon was first revealed, and it was actually during a wonderful E3 presentation, if I remember correctly, and they had the Yoshi's Epic Yarn, I think, and they had a wonderful kind of presentation on that. And then they did Splatoon, and they had a great background on where did this idea come from, and they did a wonderful explanation about it all. And I was like, I'm in on this, man. I thought it looked really good. And I guess the rest of the internet thought, no, this looks really bad. And I think I ended up just doing a bit of a flip, because most people liked Splatoon they did not like it when they first saw it. And then the test fire came out and they're like, I'm in. and the test fire came out, and I was like, I'm out. I don't think that I want to pay $60 for this over and over and over again. And I chose the wrong side, as I'm known to do many times, because Splatoon ended up coming out and was an excellent game on the Wii U. It was one of the shining stars on the Wii U. And I ended up really coming to appreciate it a little bit later in the Wii U days, of course, thanks to our late friend Bobby Pauls. But I would not make that mistake again when Splatoon 2 came out and proceeded to murder mercilessly ARMS, the wonderful game on Switch in the first year, 2017. And so, like, I played. I can't claim to say that I'm like a pro player or anything. There's certainly better Splatoon players out there. I generally stay away from ranked, or I had until just recently, and maybe in the last year or so, played a couple ranked games, and it's like, wow, those modes are amazing. I wish they wouldn't almost like hide them behind this super scary like ranked mode. It seems like it's way too competitive, and it's really nothing to be scared of. But I was scared of the ranked mode, so I didn't get to really play a lot of the better modes until just recently. So that's kind of my history. I'm not like I'm not entering any esport tournaments or anything, but I think I can hold my own, and I've had a lot of fun playing with the community over the years. And whether I'm playing or spectating, I think Splatoon just has become a bit of a staple in Nintendo Land, as it turns out.
Yeah, it really exploded, and then they got like live concerts and all sorts of stuff over there. What about you, Mel? Where did you land on Splatoon and Splatoon 2 before this we talk about the direct?
So, back in the Wii U days, we didn't get like a ton of games. So it's like whatever game you got, like you better like it, because like if not, you're waiting like another 3 or 4 months for your game. So when they showed off like the first time of it, it's just it gave me like a very Nickelodeon Slime Time kind of vibe. Remember Slime Time?
Yeah.
The whole gooey-ness kind of thing. So I was like, ah, this is kind of, I don't know about this. And then like the test fire happened, and it turns out I was pretty okay at it. So I was like, okay, since I'm not like dying constantly, maybe I'll get this. And like I got it and like played it for like 2 weeks straight, like 10 hours a day. I just really like Splatoon.
Yeah. You really liked it. And you still have to this day, right?
Yeah, because it's the second one. It's my most played game on the Switch. I have like 700 hours on it, I
Oh
think.
snap!
Since I
700?
last checked. Yeah. It's like Splatoon, Xenoblade 2, and then like a whole bunch of JRPGs.
And then that nail game that we did,
Yeah,
right?
but the whole 15 minutes, that's like number like 217 probably.
So in an episode of the show we did, what else are you gonna do with, what is it, $5? What else are you gonna do with five?
$5.
Yeah. And we just found a game that looked terrible and then played it. And it was this like touch screen only game where you can do your nails on Splatoon, or on not Splatoon, on the Switch.
That's Splatoon.
I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
I need to play this.
Yeah, so it's like
I wish it was
That'd be
Splatoon.
great.
it
I'll
was,
buy it.
yeah, it was like
Like Callie and Marie just do their nails.
yeah, it was a touchscreen only nail game. But yeah, so we ended up playing that for a few minutes before deleting it. But yeah, in terms of Splatoon, so I was excited for it when it was first shown off. I didn't understand what people were talking about when they said that they didn't think it looked good. I was like, this looks so good because it doesn't look anything like, like Call of Duty or other shooters. And then I played the first, was it the test fire? Yeah. I played the
Yeah.
first test fire, and then like 2 weeks before the game came out, I got a Splatoon tattoo. So I was all in, and not only did I get it, but it's like takes up like my whole forearm. So I was like, well, I certainly hope I like it. And then I did. So I've been playing it a lot, and now I've got two boys, and they both got Splatoon 2. All three of us got Splatoon 2 when that came out, and now all three of us are getting Splatoon 3 when that comes out. So it's very exciting for them, less exciting for me to get 3 copies of a game.
I thought you were gonna say your boys got Splatoon tattoos as well.
Oh yes, they my youngest son said he wants to know when he can get a tattoo, and I said when you're 18. He's like, yeah, but maybe you can sign for me to get one earlier. And I said, I don't think so. What do you want to get it of? He's like, I'm not sure yet. I'll figure it out when we get there. And I said, okay, well,
Good plan.
yeah,
That is your kid to a
yeah,
T.
yeah, that's my son, all right. But yeah, so the Splatoon 3 Direct happened, and they basically started off the Direct showing as if you've never heard of Splatoon before. They
Yes.
they told everybody, "Hey, here's what you can do in the game, and here's what's happening." They did show off like two new moves where you can like dip and dot, like you can boost up the walls, and then you can also do like kind of like a 180 turn jump, but that seems to be only, I don't know if it's equipment based or only certain weapons get to do it or what, but
That's how it's been in the past, right? Look at the what was it, the dualies? You could do a roll.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like two of them. You know, it's like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, so that might be just with certain weapons. And then they showed off what 5 new stages for the game. The game's going to launch with 12 um total at launch at least, and then more to come in the future. But I guess overall, what did you think of the direct? How do you stand on Splatoon 3 after the direct?
I think for
Sean.
me,
Yeah.
I gotta say at the start, I'm probably gonna buy this game. And I've been that way ever since it was announced. I was very excited about it. So I need to kind of like start with that. And for better or for worse, I'm just like a hopeless Nintendo fan, hopeless and helpless and aimless and decisionless Nintendo fan. But I have to admit that this direct did not really like blow me away, and I think that there's going to be a lot of various conversations about it, and even just the nature of like what makes a sequel a sequel, especially in the world of multiplayer type of games. But I definitely was hoping for some sort of like, we heard you, and here's our answer for this, this, and this. And to some degree, I think there was elements of that, but I still have a bit of a side eye at Nintendo at this point, just with the year that we've had with Nintendo Switch Sports and Strikers and some of these other things. I am excited about the test fire. I'm definitely glad that they're doing it that way. I like the twist on the Splatfest, the 3 teams and things like that, and then the 3 things that you choose, and then afterwards like a 3-team kind of finale, which I think is awesome. But I don't know. Like I'm feeling a little bit middling if I'm completely honest, and a lot of it just has to do with like what is the overall experience. There's elements of things that I've been wanting for a long time, and I just got to get my hands on it. I usually go in and just go, I'm gonna buy it, and I'm gonna play, and let's get completely hyped over this sort of thing. And I've got my guard up this time, I think, a little bit, and it's just because I've been a little bit burned over these last 12 months or so, if that's fair to say.
Well, I don't know that it is fair to say, mainly because we
Dang.
got the soccer ball head in the Nintendo Switch Sports. I don't know what your problem with that is, but yeah, in terms of
I know, it's super unreasonable.
yeah, what more could you ask for? What do you want?
Mhm.
Sports in your sports game? I don't think so. You'll
Exactly.
get leg
Boxing?
strap soccer.
No.
Yeah,
Mm-mm. Basketball? No. Dodgeball? No.
but
Here's a little costume. There you go.
yeah, exactly. Mel, what did you think of the direct?
Direct?
Yeah,
I mean, it's just more of Splatoon, but I really like Splatoon. So, like, I'm mostly hyped about smaller things. Like,
Yeah.
the save data, that. But that's, like, my major hyped for this. Because, like, I know you had problems in the past where you had to, like, actually restart, like, twice.
yeah.
And we've been in lobbies where you didn't have your gun, we couldn't go into ranked matches, and that was like huge downers. And another major thing for me was just the friend lobby setup, because we talked
Yes.
and talked about this
Oh yeah.
many times, like for hours on end. Like I just wanted one thing, is just all of us should search for them together. You know, that's all I wanted. I don't care if we're on the same side. I don't care about the map rotations. I get the goofy reasons for that. Like that's fine. Because sometimes I just want to shoot you, so that's fine too. You know, I don't need to be on your team every single time. But I just want to lobby up together, so I'm not waiting in I don't know like 15,
Mhm.
20 minutes, and you know we might not even play together. So
Right, yeah.
some other things like that hype me up. Like I know we're gonna get new idols. I know we're getting new weapons, new stages. You know, that's all fine. It's just for this one in particular, like there's no major different hook kind of thing. Like they're not in space, you know, they're not like in the jungle or something. It's just like here's the city again. We had this major storyline in the last one, you know, when the final Splatfest is ending. That's probably just gonna be only to the single player for this one. So like when you go into the battling, you know, it kind of just does look like more Splatoon 2. So like I get the complaints of that. So like my excitement for that is just actually playing it, not like, oh, you know, I'm looking forward to like them like basketballing or whatever, you know. Because we might get some more modes in the future, but from like this standpoint, like I don't believe we're gonna get new modes. I think what they showed us is what we're gonna get. We're gonna get new maps, we're gonna get new weapons, maybe like a silly little boss or two and like the salmon run kind of thing. But this is still like my most hyped game for like the second half of the year because we talked about this and like my birthday weekend is just gonna be entirely this game.
That of just playing Splatoon.
Yeah, just playing Splatoon.
Probably you'll probably be playing the card game, the
Oh
old
God,
card
no,
battler.
God no. That is my most hated thing out of this whole entire thing. It's like oh the card game. Like what is the point of this silly little thing? Like I
Yeah,
don't get it. Like they could have used that time and like actually gave me a mode or something I would have used. Like who's actually going, oh yeah, I want to play a card game in Splatoon. Like there's a little puzzle aspect to it, which is like I kind of like, but you know me and cards. I just hate cards. I don't want to see them.
good
I don't
old
want to collect them.
table turf battle.
Oh
They
my god, I want to turn over the table. That's what I want to do. I don't want to see anything with the cards. No, I'm out of here.
so you're not a fan of table. What about you, Sean? Table turf battle, is that interest you at all?
This is, you know, and I can't judge. I haven't played it. Who knows? Maybe this is the greatest thing ever. But it's like, man, this is the new thing for Splatoon 3. This is the thing that differentiates it from previous games. It's a tough pill to swallow. But at the same time, who knows? You fast forward a month from now, and maybe I'm the biggest fan. But I doubt it. I kind of doubt it. But I don't know. I guess they had to do a little bit something to keep you engaged with the game and not just like get more cosmetics, I guess. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out like why why did we
Yeah,
get this?
right.
And even as far as like the presentation of the whole thing kind of goes, I had a lot of questions as far as like just like how does this all work? All these some of these new things that we saw, like the game modes and salmon run and everything, like they're like, well, we'll post up to the website a little bit later. And I while I was reacting to the thing, and I was like, this is what we're here for. You have a half an hour of our attention.
Yeah.
And they just I don't know. I thought it was a weird use of time. Even the like 3 minute concert that they had at the end to announce the Splatfest, which was I mean, Splatfest being back is great. I also want to know, you know, can we make our own and all these other things that we ended up with Splatoon 2. So yeah, I'm a little, I guess I'm just a little bit crunchy, I think, overall. But yeah, a card game doesn't really help, you know?
Right. Yeah. It looked like I was at first when they first showed it, I thought, okay, this is what we're going to be playing in between matches, and I didn't realize it. No, it's
That's what
like
I
its own
thought.
thing. Yeah. And yeah, so they're going to be having this old table turf thing. I think they said 150 cards, and then the whole salmon run thing. I guess on their website it says you can play it at any time now.
Yeah,
So,
that's another plus for me. I
but
forgot about
that
Again,
that.
could have been
why
something.
didn't they say that on the direct?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
why?
Yeah.
Because
They
that's a huge deal. That's what everybody was asking. Like, and it's just so tone deaf that they wouldn't go like available starting here and always. Like, why? Why did they hide that? I thought that was really strange. And I've been like this with a lot of Nintendo stuff lately, where like if there's any ambiguity about any of the messaging, I'm just going to assume that it's not going to work the way that I expect it to, you know.
Yeah.
So, but I guess not. Like the website seemed to be pretty clear, but it's so baffling because it's such a big deal that it wasn't there. So many people didn't get a chance to play it because they just couldn't be bothered to figure out when did Salmon Run happen. And then like a lot of people didn't even know it was a game mode in Splatoon 2. So, little strange.
Hey, you gotta use the app, man, you know?
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Use the app.
They still have the app for this.
Yeah, they should have just put Table Turf Battle as like an app thing to play in the app, and then it would unlock costumes for the full game. Like they didn't have to add this as its own thing. I wouldn't be surprised if this started out as a mobile game and then they're like, we don't want to release any more mobile games. Let's just tack it on to Splatoon 3. But it seems like most of the stuff that they're talking about is all in-game currency and not actually spending real money. They talked about seasons, and in the one screenshot they showed you got bonus points for winning your first match of the day. So it seems to be there's daily missions, and who knows if there's going to be like weekly or like month season missions. And then they got a catalog of outfits, and then they got this whole thing with the locker system where you are putting you create your locker however you want, and then you'll randomly show up in other people's locker rooms, and then they can check out your locker and then request any clothing that you have in there, like to be mailed to them or whatever. It's just,
And then just be judged, you know?
yeah, just being judged by your however many pictures you have of Big Man in your locker. Hopefully there's an option to just have all Big Man, like a Big Man shirt, Big Man fan.
So you just gonna have like a shrine. You're gonna be like Helga from like Hey Arnold, just like
Yeah.
a big man.
Yes, that's exactly who I was thinking of. I was like, oh, if only I could be more like Helga from Hey Arnold. That's my goal.
That's your cool life.
Yeah, and then they also said that X battles and League battles are going to come winter, but they made it seem like December, like real late in the year.
Well, because they did mention like every 3 months we're gonna get like a new content drop, and so that would be when to it would be December. So
Yeah.
they lucked out kind of. They're just gonna have a bunch of new stuff for Christmas time.
Yeah, so there's and paid DLCs coming in the future. Did you play the Octo expansion, Sean?
Not very much actually, and it's a shame because didn't they include it in the Nintendo Switch Online
Yeah,
DLC? Like, isn't that like I should play that actually? But
it's
no,
in
I
there.
didn't. I didn't. No, not a whole heck of a lot.
And it's also not only is it in there, but then it's also a part of the you unlock the what is it, the uh Octoling instead of the Inkling, so you can be like
Yeah,
one of
that's
the
one of them.
that's one
That's
of
one of the
the
perks.
unlockables. And then this was on their website, wasn't even a part of the direct that where they talked about your save data. If you have save data from Splatoon 2, you'll receive 3 golden Sheldon licenses, which the Sheldon, you don't buy weapons now with money like you did. The clothes and stuff are all with money, and then the weapons you get from Sheldon, and he's got Sheldon licenses that you unlock for every level. Like that you go up a level, you unlock some Sheldon licenses, and then it seems to be you can unlock weapons that are levels above you, but you need to use more of these licenses. So I guess that's what that is. And then it lets you join anarchy battles from the get-go, regardless of your player level. And then you start with a higher rank. depending on your rank in Splatoon 2, and getting matched against players who achieved a similar level to you in Splatoon 2 as well.
I do like that
Yeah.
because like a lot of new people who actually like never played Splatoon before, they're gonna get like stomped to death if they're playing against like super nerds. So like I like having that little division at the beginning because I do want more people to come in. Like I don't want to like drift away people because like sometimes I know when we had the Splatfest demos in the past because they would do one every now and then to bring new people in. And I just remember seeing large groups of people like, oh yeah, it's my weekend just to get a whole bunch of kills and stuff. I was like, oh come on. Come on, give the new guys some time. Come on,
Yeah.
just stick to your rank for that weekend, please. I want some new people, you know.
Exactly. But then they also showed, so they got these bonuses, and then they finally showed the three that we were talking about the Splatfests earlier, but they showed the three. What are they? The idols? Is that what they're
Yes,
called?
the idols. Mm-hmm.
I don't remember their names. I just remember Big Man and then
That's all you need to
two
remember.
other people. Uh, Big Man's like what? A bit of a stingray.
He's like a manta ray, like
Yeah.
a stingray manta ray. Yeah, kind of same thing, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. And so they got the three idols, and now when they have the Splatfest, they're gonna have three. I mean, they did the obvious one with this first Splatfest, which is rock paper scissors. I don't really know where you go from here with three options, um, unless you do
I
like
mean,
McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, things like that. Which
there
one of the?
has to be a Pokemon one in the future. There
Oh
has to
yeah,
be.
which one of the starters do you like the most?
Yeah,
And
and then they could do like Fire Emblem, like sword lances, axes, uh, Triforce, Wisdom, Power for Zelda, stuff like that.
Nice. Yes.
oh
I mean,
yeah.
you can think of stuff.
Which of the three stooges, just Curly Moe or yeah, that would be a good one too. But yeah, the how do you eat your ramen? Do you
It's the cake.
just eat it
Cook
like
it.
cake? Yeah, you eat it.
Don't cook it.
Oh,
Yeah, just um. So that was pretty much everything from that I can think of. I mean, they showed off like a new weapon or two. Well, they showed more of the bow and arrow, and then some of the special weapons, and
We
then
have like a katana, or
yeah,
like a sword.
it's like a
That was kind
sword,
of cool.
and then it seemed like
Kind of how I
more,
use it.
yeah, more details were coming out of like from their webpage. It almost seemed like for like a 30-minute video, there was still a bunch of questions I had by the time it was done,
yeah.
and so I'm not quite sure, but that is coming out September 9th. The August 27th is the date of the Splatfest world premiere, and then you can download it I think on Friday, this next Friday, the 18th, I think.
Yeah, that's what the email said to
Yeah.
me. Because I have that pre-ordered in the little goofy thing.
And then Sean, what are you? Rock, papers or scissors?
That thing beats rock. It's an obvious choice. And I actually think it's gonna be like that. I think rock is going to win. It's gonna prove everybody wrong.
Huh. Well,
If they choose another team, like it's just obvious to me.
I think it'll be exciting if one of the teams is winning and then they go in, and then in the end when they're winning, uh when they're already winning the vote, they got um first place has four players on the map, start in the middle, and then second place has two, and third place has two, and then for second and third can work together to try and beat out first. But
Hopefully.
if we ever see like a third place team come back from the win just be based on
Right.
their two players, that would be pretty exciting.
I do love that. And I think having the three options is kind of smart because they tried to balance it last time in two, and there was still just an overwhelming choice for just one side. It was like almost impossible to, you pretty much knew which team was going to win. There was a couple of upsets like here and there, but for the most part, nah. It's just But what I'm most interested in seeing is since there's like, three choices, we have to have three different colors, So just having three recognizable colors for you easily to see is I hope we have enough choices for that because, the
Right.
primary colors is this time, red, blue, yellow, and then you have like green, purple, and like orange as your secondary. So you have to go into that and see, what exactly is going to work on the eyes and such. So I hope we just get really nice colors in the future. Because like last time, we got it's pretty good, but when you add like another color to it, sometimes there's just like one squad that's just going to get something really lame. And
Yeah.
you don't want to be like the color that's lame.
I don't think anything beat ketchup versus mayo. You had just like the red and then just this creamy white that just didn't look right, and that.
That was
I
like
think
the
you throw
principal.
relish into the mix. Get relish up in
Yeah,
there.
get a little relish. What do you put on
Hmm.
your hot dog? Yeah,
Oh,
ketchup, mustard, relish, and
I
then
rather have the hot dogs. I hate the hot dogs.
um,
You know what you remind me of? Like when the kid in the cafeteria would get like the mustard, the ketchup, and the mayo, just mix it all together. Ah, It's just that's disgusting. I would just lose my appetite at that point. And then he was like, "Do you want your food?" I was like, "No, you can have it."
so you're ready
No thanks.
for so you're ready for these splat fests.
I'm hoping I am, because I try not to miss any. Last time I did pretty good. I missed like four out of like all of them, so that's pretty good. The first time I missed a bunch. I don't know how, but they just seemingly would just happened on the weekends. I was busy, so I hope
Well,
this
and
time
that's the
too.
thing. I wish, and maybe there's some still news to come out, but I wish that they would make it unmissable. Like you've got to be there because you're gonna get like this thing, like whatever that happens to be. Like there, that's kind of just my overall take. Is they did just enough, and to some, I don't even know if they think that, but like just enough to call it Splatoon 3. Like I was waiting for something to go like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is here, and it never really landed. And Splatfest, I think, are really special. I would love to see them take center stage in a certain way. I think that would be great. But yeah, it's too bad that you missed them because they're the things to me. They're the things that bring people back at least for a weekend, and then remind you, hey, don't delete this game off your Switch. You should always keep it on. You should always be interested in playing this thing. Then Splatfest are a good excuse to just get back into the groove again.
Yeah, exactly. I thought I was hoping because so when they first were working on Splatoon, the main characters instead of Inklings were like rabbits. I thought with the anarchy and all that stuff that was happening, they would be like, oh, here's the third race. Here's like instead of they got the Octolings, the Inklings, and then the rabbits. But
Yeah.
we didn't get that. Instead, we
Oh,
just got a
that's
third
actually
color.
pretty smart.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe that'll be a part of the DLC.
I mean, they did say large DLC, so whatever that means. I just
That's
took that
true.
as like just story, because it should be off the hook people. So I'm glad about that. It's just again, like I'm not playing this for like the single player stuff, and I think this one is just gonna be like, kind of like two. It was fine, but like the expansion was like that was the good one to me, honestly. The expansion stuff,
A lot
I
of good
really liked the
bosses.
expansion.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you had like the secret boss at the end when you fought like Agent 2, 3, whatever the hell her name was. And you got like that golden toothpick if you beat her, and she was like really hard. Took me like 5 hours. I did it. Never
Five
used the
hours.
toothpick.
5 hours.
Yeah, but I did it. I had to do it. I think I had like the video, the little clip saved, and I accidentally deleted, and I just wanted to like die. But
It, that
for this
sounds.
one, they let you save the match at least. You can do
Yeah.
something.
That sounds like playing the what is it um was it like Mario Kart 8, if you use motion controls, you get like a gold steering wheel next to your name when you're playing online.
Yeah,
If you play with motion controls 85% of the time or something like that.
it's
Um
something crazy like that. It has to be like at least like 20 hours, I think. Just doing the motion.
yeah. Maybe I'll dive back into Mario Kart. It's not going anywhere. And then we can try that. But yeah, so that was the Splatoon 3 Direct. Some people not that happy. Some of us a little bit happier than others that
I
were
could be happier, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I went in expecting what we got pretty much. I got a little bit more, but yeah, I understand. I get it. I get it.
But yeah, and then so in terms of other news, there was basically um, not much besides what Sonic is back in Fall Guys. Mel, are you
Yeah,
excited about this?
yeah, I'm a big Sonic fan. I'm not excited that I can't get them without, spending. But I got the shoes, so, you know,
That's all you need. It's got to be the
no,
shoes. I've heard that before.
no, I need him. I need Tails. I need Eggman. Can't get any of them. You have to pay. That's the only thing I don't like about them going free to play, because all the cool stuff is now you just pay. That's not fun. It's just like, because we come from a different era of gaming. We're not used to just use the money for extras like costumes and skins. Like no, I used to earn that. Like that used to be unlockables. I used to press a couple buttons, got it. Now it's like press a couple numbers off your card.
Yeah.
Eh,
I got
yeah.
used to it with Fortnite and my boys wanting every costume. It's one of those things. You just uh the less they play it though, the less I have to get them skins, which is good. And this past week I was like, "Listen, do you want he wanted he didn't even know what skin he wanted. He just wanted some skin cuz they got all the Marvel skins in there right now." And he was like, "Can I get this?" I was like, "You can have that skin, but then I'm not gonna get you the like all of the amiibo, all the Splatoon amiibo, because they got like the entire set. I think it's like $20 on Amazon, and you get like the card versions of all of them. So instead, he's gonna get that, so he can try and get costumes in Splatoon 3. But Sean, that's neither here nor there. Sean, have you played Fall Guys? Are you a Fall Guyer?
I am a Fall Guyer. I love this game. I am so glad that we can lament the free to play and how it means that we have to pay for all the costumes and everything. But I will say that we should celebrate the fact that this game going free to play has injected it with new life and a new player base. There's so many people playing this game. I am included in one of them. I enjoyed it on PlayStation, but now I can play it anywhere. And there's cross play and cross progression, and it's wonderful. And Fall Guys should be celebrated and played by so many people. I play this with my kids around. I play it with the community, typically on Saturday nights over at youtube.com/carpoolgaming. And my kids love it so much. We play Fall Guys in real life. We'll like wobble around the house and just sort of like dodge imaginary obstacles and things. We have to fall every once in a while, and we throw the music on. And Fall Guys is great. Like it's legitimately, I think, a great game. And I am not going to claim that I am a Sonic fan, at least of the games, but I am a fan of the IP. I think Sonic is cool. I think the visuals generally are really great, and the music is amazing. And I really, really have enjoyed the movies so far. So I'm like this weird, like just off to the side Sonic fan, because I don't like playing 2D Sonic. I'm not gonna lie, but I enjoyed Sonic Colors, and that's about as close as I can get.
My
And
color system.
it's a weird, like, yeah, sideline kind of nostalgia for me, for sure. And so I showed my kids this, and they really like Sonic. They have it on their tablets, and they don't know enough to not like it, I guess, is what I would say. And I showed them this morning, and they're so excited they can't stop talking about it. So very, very soon, hopefully tomorrow, after they're done school and everything, we can hop in a couple matches and stuff. So I'm very excited. This is awesome.
Very exciting. This isn't outfits. Obviously, I'll get the shoes, but the outfits, no. I almost got the Undertaker skin just because the WWE, but instead I got none of them and haven't played it in I don't know since the cat helmet, maybe the Halo helmet. Oh no, I played it a little bit after that, I think, but I haven't played it as much as I did like the first like 2 weeks that it came back on came out on the Switch and the Xbox. I recently just because if you're part of Game Pass Ultimate, they got costumes that they're giving out for free, and I just got the second costume, but I haven't tried it out yet. Did you get those too, Sean?
Yes, I did actually, and I'm a sucker for this stuff apparently. And I'm not a Fortnite person, so I don't typically do this sort of thing. But I find myself just wanting it, and I can't explain it. But you see everybody else with all their cool stuff, and I guess I'll fall in.
Yeah, but and in other gaming news, great segue, I know. Thank you. So Nintendo announced at like 8 o'clock this morning. Oh hey, by the way, Kirby's Dream Buffet. Yeah, well that's coming out next week on the 17th, and it is going to be coming out on a Wednesday, oddly enough, and it's only $14.99. So is this something that either of you are interested in, and do you think you'll pick it up at launch? What about you, Mel?
I figured you'd bully me into getting it, so yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
Because he messaged me this morning, like when it was announced, because I didn't see it, because I stayed up late playing Xenoblade 3, and he's like, "You're right, it's next week." Because this entire week, he's like, "It's coming out Thursday. It's coming out Thursday."
I think it's coming out Thursday. We're gonna be playing it together. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. No, we're not. We're not playing it this Thursday. We can play next Thursday, however, if you want.
Yeah, so that's probably what we're gonna do. I like Kirby. I've always been a big Kirby fan, and I was just concerned because sometimes some of these games don't have online. We still have to question this kind of stuff with Nintendo, so it's like a little panic mode before you see it on the website listed. So I was like, as long as it says that, that's fine. I'll play with you. No big deal.
Okay.
It kind of does seem like a Kirby Fall Guy-ish. Not exactly like them, but
yeah.
because it's like different little mini games. But that's fine. $14. I was hoping it was going to be included into the online subscription pass thing. I thought that would have been neat because it's been a while.
Nice.
It's been a while since we had a Tetris 99, Pac-Man 99. The Mario whatever 35. What was that?
Mario 35, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it was like that.
Yeah,
It's been a while
Pac-Man's
since
still
we
going, I
played.
think, isn't it?
I think
Yeah.
so, yeah.
I still have mine. I still jump into Pac-Man.
Tetris is mine. Tetris is the one, man.
Oh, yeah.
Tetris 99.
I'm
I
surprised.
tried to do just enough to get like some of the skins, and then I'm like, I'm out of here.
So
yeah.
good.
I was really into the skins until I missed one, and then I just fell off. The same thing happened with the outfits in Nintendo Switch Sports. As soon as I forgot one, I just didn't care about any of them anymore. I realized.
See, that's the problem. You gotta pick your favorites and just do the favorites. Otherwise, you're just gonna drive yourself insane.
Yeah.
But for Nintendo Switch Sports, that's like the main perk of reason to play right now. If you just don't have people to play with,
That's true.
like you kind of drop in time.
I still don't think I got soccer head, but maybe he'll come back in
You
like
were
3
giving him
years.
crap for the soccer head, and you don't even have it.
I don't have soccer head.
Unbelievable.
Listen, we can't all be soccer heads. Sean,
We can. We actually can. It's in the game.
yeah, that's true. Kirby's Dream Buffet out next week. Is that something you care about?
I care about it. I'm not gonna play it. I just like Fall Guys is my game, and yeah, I'm still gonna be a bit of a pooper on Nintendo these days. Like I don't know. I feel like this is so unceremonious. I just don't get it. Kirby is cool. Kirby had a great game earlier this year, but this of all the games could have been maybe a free to play game. Is kind of my thought process on it. And I have Fall Guys, so I'll just play that, I think.
Yeah. The way they what were you going to say?
No, I was just going to, if there was a demo or something, I don't know. Maybe there's something to get me in, but I don't know. I have other things to play, I guess, at this time. And it seems like they had it laying around. So I guess, yeah, let's release this in August. Sure. That seems to make sense. Why not?
It seems like they didn't know what to do with it. They just randomly announced it, said it's coming out sometime soon.
Totally.
And then they didn't have any they didn't have a price or anything, so it seemed like it was down to the wire that they were trying to figure out what they wanted to do with it.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's out next Wednesday on the 17th, 14.99. But I think that's about it for the news. Let's get into what we've been playing. What we've been playing? I'll tell you. Sean, you said you've been playing some Xenoblade. How is it treating you?
And I love this game. It's so beautiful. It's so bold. I feel like in my gaming on Switch this year, it's been so expected. Like maybe Kirby scratches that itch a little bit of like giving me something I wasn't expecting, and certainly I wasn't expecting some of the difficulty in that game earlier this year. But everything has been, I kind of knew what I was gonna get. And Xenoblade, you sign up because you don't know what's gonna happen. I don't even know if the writers know what's happening. I don't know if anybody knows what's happening with this game, and it's all part of the beautiful journey. There's just so much thought and production and everything into this entire series, and the third one does not disappoint. I did not get into the second one as much as I would have liked to, but from everything that I'm hearing and everything I understand, this is just a bit more of a return to a lot of the things that we liked in the first game. I think the premise is dire as all get out, and it's just really deep. And I really enjoyed wandering around, just doing stuff. I'm in zero rush to beat it, which at some point that will change. At a certain point, I'll realize that it's 2029, and I should probably get around to finishing this dang thing, this 100-hour epic and opus that we've got. But yeah, man, I'm really enjoying it, and I don't know. How are you guys? I think it's really good. It's kind of it's everything that I wanted it to be.
Yeah, it's quite good. Mel, what about you?
So I'm also slowly going through it because I'm trying basically to do everything apparently. Because before I got the game, I was like, I'm just gonna do the story, maybe a couple of side missions here and there. Now it's like I'm still in chapter 4, like 3 weeks later, basically. I have like all of the classes at like the highest level you can get. I'm trying to do the community chart things. I got like a couple of like I got like one hero like extremely early. So I'm collecting the heroes, I'm doing the side quests, I'm collecting a bunch of random stuff, and then I have this thing where like if I think I don't have enough time to do something, I'm just like I'm not gonna focus on it. I'm just gonna explore. And then by the time I'm exploring, it's just like I found like 17 new places, and then I look at the time and it's like 4 hours later. I was like, oh,
Nice.
I actually could have done some story. So like I finally moved on to chapter 4 like last night, and like the recommended level is like something like in the 20s. I'm like almost level 50, and I was like, okay. I wish there was like the DLC from the last game where you can just like decrease your level, because that would be nice for me right now, because I'm just kind of like killing a lot of stuff. And I finally got like the extra help me out again. The fusion thing, the
What, the
Ouroboros.
Ouroboros? Yeah.
Yeah, I finally got the second version of that. So having that just opens up the battle even more. Because like honestly, if you think about it, the battle system is combinations of 1 and 2, and I like both of them. So just having it all mixed up together, and then you throw in this extra thing, and then you have the gems, and then you have like the skill tree for the Ouroboros thing. I have most of those at like level like at the 50% mark, or cleared off. And the story's like really interesting. It's really good. Characters, they're not as they're not as fun as the last cast, but the topic of this story is just so mature, and it's just it's hard hitting. It just hits you like instantly. And I can kind of maybe guess a couple of things, but there's still a lot of things. It's like, oh, gee golly, like why did this happen? How did this happen? Is this gonna happen? So I do want to see more of the story. It's just the world itself is just so big, but it's not like overly big. You have enough little things to find. You have like the bodies, the containers, the secret bosses, the special sparkly guys. You can get extra special items from. Then you have like the food system, and there's just a lot of things to do. And it's like I'm doing a bunch of little stuff. I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna do this one extra thing. Then it turns into like 5 extra things, and then I actually have to stop myself to get ready for like the day.
You gotta live your life. Yeah.
I hate it. Hate it so
Um,
much.
so so I did this thing, and it really pissed off Mel. And it was the fact. Well, first of all, I beat it, but I'm not quite
I
sure.
can't believe you did.
51 hours it took me. I can't say I know what happened eh, towards the end of the story, because I started doing this thing where the story was taking too long. There's too many cutscenes. I found a YouTube video that was
Oh my god, you're killing me.
that's 19 hours. It has every single cutscene. So I would skip a cutscene, and then while I was doing the side missions in the area after that cutscene, I would watch the cutscene on my second screen on the video while I was off doing side missions, and that seemed to be working out for me. But the problem is, I then beat the game and skipped that cutscene too, so I don't know how it ends. But I am going to go back and start watch that video and watch the ending. I'm sure it's great. But yeah, so I beat the game, not quite sure how it ended. And I guess after explaining that of how I play the game, now the whole ramen situation doesn't seem so bad after all.
It's almost even for me, to be honest. It's almost even. That's almost just as bad because I don't understand how you do this, man.
Well,
I see you do this. I know you're going to do this, and it still gets me.
you
And
do
I hate that you actually beat this
one skip at a
before me.
time. That's how you do it. Don't ask me what happened in the game, because I'm not quite sure yet. But I'm getting there. It's a 20-hour video. I'm gonna finish it eventually. It's
That's
like
like
a
one
book
thing.
on tape.
That's like half my playtime right now.
Yeah, it's like a book on tape. Yeah. Sometimes I'll see a cutscene. I'll be like, I don't remember that character, and then it turns like it's like a side mission, and I'll be like, well, that explains it. Um, but yeah, the in terms of the gameplay, I really like that. That's what kept me going, and the fact that I liked the gameplay so much, I just went ahead and skipped the story. Sure, even if I watched the cutscenes, I probably still wouldn't be able to tell you what happened based on what was happening. I guess there was some stuff. This is not the ideal way to play a game, because some things would happen that I would be like, it wouldn't let me skip the cutscene. So then I'm watching a cutscene, but I haven't watched one in 5 hours, and then I'm like, I don't know who they're talking about, and that it's not the most ideal way to play. But I got by. I beat it. I ran credits. I opened up, New Game Plus, because everyone wants to play the game again as soon as they finish, I'm sure.
No, for Xenoblade games, yeah. That's
Yeah.
how I typically.
But yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Buck Wild, we all beat it in our own way. Um, so, not really, but but in terms of other games, Mel, there was a game you played today, um, and then you will only for what, like 30 minutes, an hour. I'm talking about Shin-Chan, me and the professor on summer vacation, the endless 7-day, whatever it's called, journey. Did you enjoy that, Mel?
Yeah, I actually did. I'm not really familiar with this franchise myself, but from my understanding, he's a goofy little guy, and he just kind of does and says what he wants, and that's pretty much what you do in this game. You're basically spending summer vacation over at a family friend's house, and he's like 5. I think he mentioned he's 5.
Yeah, he's
So
5. Yeah,
but he likes to do like he likes to hunt, not hunt. He likes to catch
he
bugs.
likes to hunt.
Uh, yeah, he's just over there with like his little army knife, hunting down bunnies, but not really. No, he's just fishing. He's catching like bugs. He has like these little dinosaur things. He likes to do like reenactments, little fights with that. Um, just meeting like the neighborhood kids around there, just like sneaking out outside. Well, not really sneaking out, but like spending time outside just at night, just taking in like that sweet, nice summer night, the little breeze. It's really easy to play. It's really relaxing. I can see myself playing this like at night before I go to sleep because it's not too taxing or anything. But like it hits all the little wholesome, feel good, vibes in you. Plus, if you hit the ZR or the ZL button, he does a little butt dance. You
Yeah,
know,
he
that's all
does.
you need. A
He
little
does a
butt
great
dance.
butt dance. There's nothing else needed. Just look up a video of the butt. No, maybe don't look that up. But yeah, it's pretty great. Is this a game you've heard of, Sean, or checked out, or have any interest in checking out? No.
I was on mute the entire time. I'm talking to you guys.
Um,
And you're like,
thank you,
how
Caleb.
rude. He left. What the heck?
I thought you left. Yeah.
And he must really hate Shinchan.
No, but I have not heard of it actually, so I can't even hate it. So,
Um,
yeah, no.
Yeah. So this game, the my summer vacation was a series on the PlayStation 1, and then they made it on the PSP, the PS2. I think there might have been one like a remake or remaster of the game on Vita, but it never came out in the West. It was only ever in Japan. And then the creator of that game said, I want to make another game. And Sony was like, no thanks, we're good. And so he's like, okay. And then found another publisher to help him. And they were like, well, what if you made it a Shinchan game, which is popular in Japan? So this game, it'll help this game sell. And then they went on and made me and the professor on summer vacation, because you're out running around, taking pictures of bugs, fish. You're working for the newspaper. Eventually you can deliver food in town. If someone wants some food, you help them out. You got like your own little journal, which has like an achievement list of things. It's like, oh, you want to get all 5 different species of bees in the area. And so you catch them. And then if it's the first time you caught it, you put the camera on your head, lean down, take a picture of it. And then you're also taking photos of like everything that you do. And at the end of the
Who you
night,
meet.
yeah. At the end of the night, you get into the bath, just you and your father, just chilling in the bath together, relaxing. Everyone, well, at least one guy in town calls you a freeloader for just living up in someone's attic for the summer. Uh, but yeah, it looks really good. It's like cell shaded. It looks kind of like the cartoon. Um, and yeah, it's just a real wholesome game, something that I enjoyed playing. I played completely beat the Japanese version. I had no idea what they were doing, which really helps when you don't pay attention to the story anyway. So it's makes the game more challenging when you they tell you to do something, but you have no idea what it is, and so you just press A on everything till you get through. That
This is
seems
actually kind of funny because this has a stamina meter in it as well. Because since he's so little, like he runs out of like stamina if you just keep trucking along, and you have to eat little snacks to refill it, or
yeah.
he'll just pass out. And he's just like, I'm hungry, passed out. We
Yeah.
can't do anything.
He passes out and then ends up in his house, and his mom's like, where were you? You were knocked out for hours. We just found you. And then you just sit up and say, okay, and then just run off again. And she's like, okay with it, I guess. But yeah, that's me, Shinchan, me and the professor on summer vacation, the endless 7-day journey. And it's got dinosaurs. I forgot to mention that. There's a couple of dinosaurs in there you got to watch out for. And yeah, that is $39.99 out on the Switch. Let's see. Mel, is there anything else you played, or is that pretty much it?
I did the Fall Guys event. We kind of went for that.
Oh, yeah.
Because I had to get the Sonic shoes. I got the Sonic shoes. I really liked the little stage they gave this time because like every little event they kind of do like a little new thing, which I greatly like because I still play this pretty often compared to you because you give me crap for playing it still. But yeah, this one it's like Green Hill Zone because of course it is. but there's like these little bumpers, and you have to collect the rings, and there's like these little boost pads, you speed around. It's really funny just seeing a whole bunch of guys just running around, falling over, collecting rings, and there's like 3 rounds. I haven't won the final one. I'm gonna try, hopefully, maybe get one of those, but it seems like this one's gonna be difficult to get the crown on, personally for me. But
But
I did that.
you did that.
I liked it. Um, I did the Dieful Chronicles.
The Dialfield
Demo.
Chronicle.
Thank you, because I can't pronounce anything. But I completed that shortly before we started, and I'm not like super hyped about this, but like for this type of tactic style game, it does everything correctly for me. It's just not the most visual interesting thing for me because I like the art style, like the actual like art of the characters. But like when you get into the game, it's like this really ugly like 3D-ish kind of thing. It's just But it has like all the basic stuff you can do, and it accomplishes it very well. And the progress does carry over because Square Enix is really good at that for the Switch stuff.
With
So
like the
I did,
demos.
yeah, the demo, because the demo has like about 4 to 5 battles, a lot of cutscenes. It took me about 2 hours to complete it, and I felt fulfilled enough. It's just, again, this is not like a day one thing because for this one, this is more like a real time strategy. So they move in like real time. So it's like auto attacks, and you can move you guys separately or as one kind of thing. And I tried doing the touchscreen stuff, and that doesn't seem to be a thing, which is a little disappointing because I kind of like using the touchscreen for the real time tactics games, and that's not a thing in this. But you move them all together, and that's a different kind of strategy. They have like special attacks. You can buy new weapons, new gear. There's like a special meter at the bottom you can fill up, and that summons like the really big summons from Final Fantasy games. So that's fun to do when you can pull those off.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna look forward to this. I don't know if it's like $60 for me right now, but I liked it enough. I was trying to get in a little Cult of the Lamb
Yeah.
today, but that's gonna have to wait till next week.
I'm sure Sean is looking for the Dialfield Chronicle. It's only
Brian Turford, yes. Sean,
yeah,
no.
yeah. It's only $60. So that's the good thing. They really discounted it. It's not 70. Unless you get the digital deluxe, which gives you the soundtrack and a digital art book.
And like one item, it's like one little weapon. I looked at it, I was like, "Are you kidding me? It's like an extra 15 for this."
Yeah.
They're really trying to pinch you, like for everything lately. It's just like
Mm-hmm.
because I remember talking to you about this game before, and in my head, I just magically believed this is $40. I was like, "This is a $40 game. I'm fine with this." Because when you look at it, it's obviously one of their budget games, which is not a bad thing. Because we just played like Live Alive Remastered, the HD, whatever you want to call it, and
Yeah.
I love that. And that's obviously like one of their budget games. This is not getting the same kind of promotion or time for like that kind of thing for this Diofield stuff. But it's one of those things where it's like I did ask them to make this type of game, so I do want to reward them for that. It's just I don't want to do it like instantaneously because we're in the busy season now, so it's gonna be like we have to really pick and choose our time, and that's just not gonna make it for like the initial one. But this is gonna be on the wish list. I'll grab it eventually, type of thing.
And you already have your save ready to go.
Yeah, I have my save. So I saved the first 2 hours. I'm probably not gonna remember the story, and that's gonna bug me a little bit. But I'll refresh myself, I guess. Story wise.
Listen, I'll find the 20-hour video of the
No,
game. Just
I'm not
watch
doing
the
that.
first 2 hours, and you'll be ready to go.
No.
I think that there's only really one game that I played that I want to talk about this week, and that's Cult of the Lamb. That came out today. I guess I should, the 11th. And yeah, that is, I thought before it came out, I thought it was like a roguelike. And then it turns out, no, it's actually a town builder that has just you're like, you get you die and then give yourself up to this demon, and then they are like, okay, hey, you can, if you die, we'll just bring you back to life. But it's not like a roguelike in that sense. It is, you're just running around. If you die, then they're not your villagers, they're your what are they, Mel? Your
Cult
followers.
members. Yeah, followers.
Yeah.
Yeah, followers.
And basically they're just walking around, follow, like believing in you, that you're like, oh, this, you're, we're in your, the cult. And I didn't change the name. You can name your cult whatever you want, but I named it Cult of the Lamb because that's what the name of the game is. uh and that was just the name they gave me as default, and I said, yep, default name it is. um and so you have this, and then if you die, they're like, well, we don't really believe in you if you can't even make it through this dungeon. And then you gotta like go back and prove yourself. If someone comes on, becomes unloyal, you gotta like either put them in prison or murder them. um and then when someone dies of old age, because they will, the best thing you can do is not name any of these people after people you like, because you're gonna
That's what I'm doing.
you're gonna sacrifice them, you're gonna murder them, and then you can either bury them or chop them up and then cook them, because they have really good meat. Their body has really good meat, so that's your best bet. And even if they're sick when they die, you know what? You'll cook that off. You know.
Thank God.
Yeah, that's how.
Just a little flavor. Just a little flavor. You know. Just a
That's
little
how
extra
that
flavor.
works. But yeah, Cult of the Lamb. It looks really good. Top down. Is that have any interest for you, Sean? Cult of the Lamb.
I will be playing this as soon as we are done this podcast. I am so excited about this. There's a great I can't remember what the Twitter handle is, but the devs tweeted out a little like, here's what it looked like when we started out, and here's what it looks like now.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's so great, very inspiring stuff. Yeah, like I was kind of alluding to a little bit earlier, like I just want something a little bit different, and this just looks like it's had a huge amount of imagination thrown at it. So I'm very excited to play this one. And I don't mean to be dismissive of other games that we've chatted about, but it's like, even just in this conversation, how many hours of video games have we talked about? And
Yeah.
you got to be a
Quite
little
a
bit choosy.
few.
But this is
Yeah.
one. This is the one, man.
This is the one. Are you getting it on the Switch, or are you gonna get it on the Xbox or PC?
I might actually get it on PC, to be
Yeah.
honest with you. I'm
Oh.
kind of flipping back and forth, but it'll probably be somewhere between Xbox and PC. So I'm playing Two Towers on PC, or not Two Towers.
Two
2 Point
Towers?
Hospital. It's not. It's
Lord
not
of
even
the
close.
Rings?
2 Point Campus. Good
Campus.
God.
Lord of the Rings. Yeah.
2 Point Campus. I'm playing that on PC. So just trying. I've recently upgraded my monitor to this ridiculous ultra wide thing. So I'm
Oh yeah.
looking for excuses to play on it. Not that Call of the Lamb is really gonna like push the frames and the teraflops and everything on this thing, but any excuse I can get to play on this, and usually you can find a good deal on something on Steam or Green
Yeah.
Man Gaming or something like that.
I think
Yeah, those
Wario
features,
just
yeah.
tweeted it out. It's normally 25, but I think he tweeted something out that's like $21 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, this plus, it's pretty cool. The PC version has like Twitch integration, so if you're streaming it, people can pick to either, they can vote if they want to give you like they can give you a helping hand and give you like a heart for the dungeon you're in, or they can make the next room that you're going in even harder or something like that. And yeah, and they can vote on that, and then they can also be praising to your tome in the middle, and eventually like they'll help raise your belief system, like your belief level, so they can help you out, but only on the PC version. And the Switch version is running at 30 frames per second, surprising no one. They tweeted out that they're working on 60 frames per second update in the future, and then they deleted the tweet, so either they weren't supposed to say that or it's not true. But yeah, Cult of the Lamb is out now. It's might be, I mean, it's one of the my favorite games that I've played so far this year.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I mean, you played for like 4 hours today, so that still says a lot, you know.
yeah.
Because you like.
I also played Arcade Paradise, but I'll talk about that next week because I only played for like 20 minutes. But yeah, and that I think is gonna do it. Unless Sean, is there anything else you played? I mean, you played Two Point Campus. Did you enjoy it?
It's great. It's really cute, and I actually really like it. It's approachable and not too hardcore, and I'm just gonna kind of plug away at that in between some other things. I don't know if it'll be my main game, but Xenoblade has got my heart, so
Yeah.
I'll dabble into Two Point Campus every once in a while.
Understandable. I get
Yeah,
it.
it's too
It
many
has fun.
things.
It
Yeah.
is too many things.
Too many things, all of the things. But yeah, Sean, thanks for coming on to the podcast. Thanks for coming on and talking Nintendo with us, and ramen, of course.
Yes, I kind of want to just go upstairs and see if we've got anything in stock. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just
Get
give
just
it a
a
go.
open the
chomp on it.
Yeah,
bag, you know, chomp on
Mm-hmm.
it.
and but yeah, where can people find you? You said it at the beginning, but maybe they skipped the beginning and only wanted to listen to the end so they could find out where to find you.
Yeah, it's likely. Of course, people can find me on Twitter at Sean Capri, Sean like Connery, Capri like the pants. And I have a Nintendo show as well, as you know, probably everybody does at this point. The Nintendo Drive airs on YouTube at youtube.com/carpoolgaming and on podcast services around the globe. And if you play anything else, PlayStation or Xbox or RPGs, or if you just want to have sweet hangs with strangers from the internet, all of that stuff is on our YouTube channel at, like I said, youtube.com/carpoolgaming.
Yeah, and Mel, where can people find you?
Just gonna be on Twitter at the good old Mel Needs a Name because I
And
hate names.
and lastly, Mel, what's your home address so people can find you? Um, all right. Well, if you don't want to give that out, understandable. Mine is Super Nintendo. You can find me on pretty much everything on that. And this has been episode 11. Turns out the whole time. And